Question number one, am I a minimalist? Well, I think that's probably the easiest question that I can answer, because truly speaking, no, I'm not a minimalist. I have watched many videos and I've studied minimalism an awful lot in recent weeks and recent months, and it's something that's intrigued me. And if you watch my previous videos, you know I've got a successful career, I've got a very good job, but it comes with some baggage at times. And you know, there's each and every day I have to make lots and lots of decisions. So anything that I can find in life that will help me to simplify my way of living is really beneficial, which is why I started looking at minimalism. I'd always say that I am somebody that likes to be tidy and organized. I like to know where things are, and I like things to look in their place. But minimalism was like the next step. And when I was watching the videos, it's clear that the purpose of minimalism, or one of the purposes of minimalism, is to declutter, but also to make life simpler and have fewer decisions in life. And the problem is, though, from my point of view, whilst those things look very appealing, I do also enjoy my home and creature comforts. And so striking a balance between the two is quite difficult. And I have to say, I'm going to show you around my house and my home in a moment, and you'll see that I have removed an awful lot of clutter. I've been on a process where I've been taking out things that are really challenging, whether I want those things, whether I use those things or not. And if I don't, then I either throw them away or donate them to charity or give them to friends. But I am nowhere near yet being a minimalist, and I don't think I ever will be. I think one of the downsides for people like me is from time to time you treat yourself, you reward yourself with a material gift. And I do love technology, so I'm forever buying myself little treats and rewards for what is a busy life. And why shouldn't you treat yourself? But I think those treats and those rewards, the joy that they give you only lasts for a short period of time before you then have to go and buy something else to get that same feeling. And that's one of the things I've really recognized and admired about minimalism, is that it's less about treating yourself and rewarding yourself with material things. You do still do that, and in fact you can actually spend more and get better quality things if you're buying less things. But actually the bigger benefit from a minimalist point of view is that you value experiences more than you do material items. And I get that completely. And it's those experiences that will give you the immediate sense of joy, but also hopefully last with you a lifetime, rather than the material gift that gives you that immediate buzz, and then you have to go and do it the week after or the month after just to keep that buzz alive. So yeah, I found it really, really interesting. And what I'm going to do is I do live in a very humble 3-bedroomed house, which I'm going to show you around. Not necessarily all of it, but most of it, just to give you an idea of how I don't know what the word is actually. I'm going to go with simplificationist rather than minimalist. So I have simplified things, and I do like the order and tidiness that brings. But you'll see very clearly I am no way a minimalist. There are elements such as my garden and my car that I do class as being close to being minimalist, but everything else is more tidy, organized and simplified. So let's go and have a look round. So here we are, starting in probably my favorite room, the room I spend the most time in the house. So I do call it my me room, my me zone. And this is a really important room, or it's important that this room is organized, clean and tidy, because it's an area that I do love to relax in. I've got my guitars in here. I spend a lot of time either working from home when I have to, or just messing about with technology and looking on the internet, watching YouTube videos, listening to music, and just generally chilling out in here. So I think you can see from the background already that minimalist it is not. Organized, I would say yes, So it does make me feel quite content. But in terms of stripping out everything back to a basic level and being minimalist, absolutely not. And I think there's examples in here where I like to be organized. I've got my Orbit key nest, which houses a couple of things. I've got my wallet in there, and I actually was on the subject of the wallet. I'm trying to grasp a minimalist point here. So I do use the Ridge wallet, which is certainly minimalist compared to the types of wallets that I used to use, the bifold with all of the pouches for, or all of the compartments for money, for cards, for coins that you used to put in your pocket, and it'd be really bulky. So I've gone minimalist there. I'm claiming that one. But another area, so that's organized, but it doesn't necessarily fit the point of minimalist. So I've got my AirPods Pro, AirPods Pro, that I carry around in my Orbit key nest. You know, when I was saying earlier on about that we fall into this trap of treating ourselves and rewarding ourselves, you'll see also up here I've got the AirPods Max. So having those and those means that I am not a minimalist, because if I was a minimalist I would just have these. So yeah, I do still like to treat myself, albeit that's from the past. And in the future I am certainly going to be more thoughtful and more intentional around my purchases, to make sure that there's something that I really want and really will need, and then just not going to be something that clutters up the house. So that is that. But yeah, just a overall view of the room. There is a fair bit in there. At risk of repeating myself, not minimalist. I've got my camera gear up here along with some books, and over here I've got my headphones that you've just seen, the cables, and an old Paul Smith iPad case, which is no longer being used. So if I was a minimalist I would throw that away, but I just can't, because I do like to hang on to some old things that give me some level of comfort. So that's this room. As I say, the wall that you can't see, so I'll just take a photo and show you, is the wall where I've got my guitars and my amplifier, along with my Amazon Echo Studio speaker. And as you can see, again, 2 guitars, which means I'm not a minimalist. They're both acoustic, one semi-acoustic. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I have elsewhere in the house 3 other guitars, so 5 guitars in total, which means again I am not a minimalist. Okay, so I think let's just get this room out of the way, because let's start with the worst case scenario. This is my 3rd bedroom. Instead of living in a very modest 3-bedroom house, my 3rd bedroom pretty much serves as a wardrobe. My 2nd room, which we've seen, is my me room, where I keep all my tech, my guitars, my music stuff, and where I largely chill out. Now, as I've watched the minimalist videos, you know, they talk about having 30 items of clothing, and as you can see straight away here, I've probably got 30 shirts alone. Now this has been after I've stripped out and thrown away, given away, donated clothes that I know I'll no longer wear or need, but there is still a way to go. There's quite a white theme going on there, so there's less in terms of decision making, but nevertheless still too many. And then down on the lower rail we've got my suits, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 suits, and then 2, 4, 6 what you might call sports jackets, a denim jacket and a Harrington jacket. So way too many clothes for a minimalist, and I am not ticking any minimalist boxes there. And then if you look at, I'll just take you over here to my coat section. So I've just got a bit of a coat rail, 3 hats, my Tesla hat, couple of very smart hats that I very rarely wear, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coats. So yeah, not minimalist in the slightest. And then, you know, when I watch the minimalist videos, they talk about how owning 3 pairs of shoes. Well, actually, I've got 3 pairs of Doc Martens, and that's before I even look at my shoes. So yeah, these are my Doc Martens in green, in vegan leather in black, and then my old favourites, the Union Jack toe cap ones. And then move over to my shoe shelf, where I've got my smart shoes on the bottom rail, my boots on the second rail up, a few casual and another pair of smarts and trainers on second to top, and then a couple of flip-flops and a couple of pairs of flip-flops and a white pair of trainers. Then just above that, and this is where organised, so hopefully you'll see from this room that things are organised, not minimalist but organised. So yeah, just above that I've got my Belroy bags, I've got my Belroy backpack, and I've got my Belroy sling. And then moving over to the right, my Paul Smith bag, which doesn't really get as much use as I'd like, but I can't get rid of it because I love it. And then if I move over to the other side, you will see, again, probably not, definitely not in fact, fitting in with the minimalist approach. So I've got my aftershaves here. So I've got the Acqua di Parma, I've got the Givenchy Gentleman, Sauvage Dior, and then right at the back my absolute favourite Creed Aventus, because I am quite a, when I say essential guy, senses guy, I do love nice smells. So I do like to mix those up from time to time, but yeah, certainly not minimalist because I've got too many. And then let me just take you around here, because you can see then hats, and you think that's a lot. There's actually a few more if I go up. So there's 8 hats all in total. Very similar in terms of design, but you've got different different patterns and different materials. But yeah, way too many hats and not minimalistic. And I think that is it for this room. So I like it that it's tidy, and I like it that it's organised, and I know where everything is. But filling a room with clothes, bags, shoes and boots and hats isn't really going to convince anybody that I'm taking minimalism seriously. But I did say at the start that I'm not. Now then, getting a little bit closer, we've got the minimalist look here. All the walls and the paintwork are white. This house has got a bathroom, which is this, and an ensuite bathroom, which is next to the bedroom, but this is the main bathroom. So, and as you can see in this, all white towels, 3, which is probably too many for a minimalist, but nevertheless 3. And then we have my toiletries, which are largely Aesop. We've got the face wash, toner, face scrub, moisturiser, eye moisturiser and another moisturiser, and then a lip balm, along with, because again smelling nice is important, the Molten Brown Tobacco Absolute Diffuser. So yeah, that room is quite straightforward. I don't think there's anything more to show in here, so I'm going to take this one as very nearly minimalistic, very nearly. And then we have the bedroom. Now the bedroom is probably, I think it's 10 feet by 11 feet wide and long, so almost square. And I used to worry that this wasn't a big enough room for a bedroom, but actually then this was one of the areas that I stripped out. I got rid of the old bed, which had got big corner posts on it, and was far too imposing for a room of this size. So, you know, as you can see, grey curtains, grey bedding. It's a very simple bed, it's just a frame bed. And I've got the Remy weighted blanket with the bamboo cover on. So this is, whilst it may not look that luxurious, it is so comfortable, and the bamboo cover is so cool and comfortable as well. And then I've got my bedside cabinets with, you know, a minimalist may not have an IKEA plant there because it serves no purpose whatsoever, but I like my fake IKEA plants. So you'll see those around the house. And then we've got a couple of lights on each of the bedside tables, a neon atomizer, but then again a diffuser as well for the rooms. Also within here I've got a couple of snake plants, because snake plants are great for the air and the atmosphere. They take all of the bad stuff out of the atmosphere and the air during the day, and then during the night fill it with good oxygen, which aids your sleep. So win-win there. So yeah, not again minimalistic, but certainly organized, and certainly a lot more stripped back than it used to be, which makes me feel more comfortable in a room of this size, because it is a small bedroom. Now then, here's a dark and moody corner, and again a big warning flag, warning sign that is going, he is not a minimalist. This is my CD corner, my CD rack, and this is actually only half of my CDs. I did take out the ones that I probably would never listen to and put them in boxes under the stairs, but there's still nevertheless a lot of CDs here. The organized bit is there because they are alphabetically positioned, so they are organized. But minimalist, I guess, would only listen to Apple iTunes, or another musical medium. It's just that I use Apple iTunes, so I do use that, but I also like the sound quality of a CD from time to time, so I do keep these out. But that could possibly go under the heading of unnecessary clutter. Similarly here I have my bookcase, and I do have books in it, and I have got an iPad that I use for reading my Kindle, or use as a Kindle to read books, and also I use and listen to Amazon Audible. However, I've still got a few books. Will I ever read them again? Maybe not, but they kind of make nice ornaments. Now that in itself, that I've just said, they make nice ornaments, it would not fit in with a minimalist lifestyle, but again, it is home creature comforts, and they make me feel comfortable. Again, molten brown box. I've got this was what I had my candles in when I bought them. I've actually used that candle now and got it out, but I've kept the box because it's kind of pretty and ornamental and matches the color scheme. So not minimalistic, not necessarily really well organized, but a home creature comfort. So yeah, I'm failing massively now on the minimalist front, aren't I? But so be it. And I also love my Fabian Perez paintings. I haven't got that many, and I suppose that goes back to the when you reward and treat yourself. They do make me feel good. I do like them. I love them, in fact. They were expensive, but I've only got a few of them, and it goes back to that rule around, if you do have less in terms of material things, it means that when you do go ahead and buy things, it means they are intentional. It means that you value them, and you can spend a little bit more money on them, because you're not just throwing money after money after money. You're making good choices about the things that you want, and good choices about the things that will add value to your day and bring joy to your life as well. It's not quite an experience, and yes, a material thing, but I do love Fabian Perez as an artist, and he makes me feel warm and happy. So good investment, and I will make no apologies with that regard. My dining table, surely this I can claim as minimalist. There's nothing to it. It's just like a concrete or a fake concrete looking slab. My Joe Malone candle that is amazing smell, and my lemon and ginger tea. So that I am having as minimalist or minimalistic. We get there in the end. And I think the last room before, so certainly heading out into the garden, is the kitchen. Again, by no stretch of the imagination minimalist, but it's clean, it's tidy, it is organized. I've got a few plants, more candles, my coffee area. So I've got my kettle, my coffee, and my Fellows cafetiere. So there's not an awful lot out on show. And however, not everything is used all of the time, so can be deemed as being a bit of a waste. I'm just looking here because I've got 6 cups there, and never do I have 6 visitors or require 6 cups for making teas and coffees or lemon and ginger tea. So yeah, those are a bit of overkill and a bit of a waste. But other than that, I think it's quite sleek, organised, tidy. And the most important thing is I know where everything is. And then finally, the bit that I would say really is minimalist, to the point where it may disturb some people. I used to, up until April of this year, May this year, I used to have a garden with a lawn with bamboos and different plants in there. And I never really enjoyed or embraced the effort that it took to keep on top of it. So certainly when you get into spring and the peak of summer, I would be spending an awful lot of time each Saturday and or Sunday or weeknights out there mowing the lawn, taking the weeds out, making sure the plants are in good shape. And yeah, it looked nice when I did it, but it was a lot of hard work, and it was a lot of time and resource spent on that I would have preferred to have spent either singing or playing guitar or going for a walk. So here's the answer to all of my problems. So you can see it's very, very simple indeed. There's nothing to it at all. Just got slabs, I've got artificial grass, and then I've got slate around the edges. Now these pots, I will put some plants in as we get into 2023, but they will be simple and easy to keep. And also on the patio element on the slabs, during the summer months I do bring out a hammock where I just lie and take in the lovely English summer weather. But this I'm having as minimalistic, and to a certain extent I'm going to take my car as minimalistic. I've got the Tesla Model 3 Performance, and yes, it's got a lot of technology, but you know, as a car, in the design and certainly the interior is very, very minimalist. So there, I've ended on a high. You've seen the areas where I am certainly not a minimalist, absolutely, most definitely not. But then again, if you remember at the start of the video, I never claimed to be. But I've gone on a journey, I've taken some learnings from the minimalist lifestyle to start to declutter, give away things, donate things, throw away things that I really, really will not use or take comfort from. And I've enjoyed the experience. I do genuinely feel that my house is less cluttered, that my thinking and my life therefore is less cluttered. And I really enjoy being in this place and in this space. So I hope some of that was useful to you. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you liked it and you want to subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Take care, look after yourselves. Bye bye.